What's one thing that pisses you off?
When people think that they know something and they really don't fucking know a single thing.
Are you throwing shade right now?
No. Oh, no.
Do I not know something?
No, it just happened to be.
Tell me, do you think about me?
Welcome into the very first episode of a one-man show. Look at Mark Dohner up there himself looking like Jim Carrey in the Truman Show. I have not podcasted in quite some time, so I apologize if I'm a little rusty. But on today's show, we have Pearson Faudet.
Hi.
He graduated high school. And we have Adelia Clark. She looks like a snowboarder / e-girl. Welcome onto the show, guys. How are you feeling?
Pent up.
Why? Because you haven't had sexual intercourse because you've been in quarantine?
I've been in quarantine, man. It's just building up from the waist up, man.
What about you, Adelia?
I just had sex an hour ago.
Oh, wow.
Wait, you did?
No.
Oh, I was like, damn, okay. What's up? What's good?
How's everybody in? Let's talk about it. This is a weird time right now. COVID-19 has taken the world by storm. It's shut down the world. How have you been feeling about this?
I personally, I think it's a very interesting way to view the world from. It's like we get to see everybody in their most kind of raw form. You see people fighting over toilet paper.
That's like not cool though.
It's not, but that just shows how shitty people are at times.
Right?
You know? And I think that's a really unique perspective of being like, hey, we've been living a life where things have been very good considering our entire human history.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, a really bad problem has happened to us millennials and Gen Z, and now we're faced with how we act as human beings.
Well, how you've been describing it has been like really good, in my opinion, about our generation hasn't gone through shit.
We haven't. We're soft.
In comparison to like our grandpas and shit, we're going to war at our like 18, dude. Imagine graduating high school. What was the analogy you saw? Or you saw a TikTok actually about
seniors that were graduating high school. Because so seniors graduating high school during COVID-19 can't go to graduation. They're doing Zoom calls. And it sucks. That does suck. That's a real thing. It's shitty. Seniors during World War I and World War II, you see pictures of them next to their friends who have passed away wearing gauze because they're at war, and you see them in the middle of war. So not only did they not graduate, but they were called out to war. And so we're complaining about this.
Like imagine just graduating high school and going to fight a war. Bro, I was playing paintball and the adrenaline that was going through my body in the fear of getting hit with a fucking ball of paint.
Oh yeah.
Imagine real ass bullets.
Stressed.
At 18 years old. That's gotta fuck you up in the head.
Heavy.
I mean, a lot of people, I'm going to explain our situation if you guys are watching. It's obviously three of us in a room, me, Pearson, and Adelia. We've been hanging out through quarantine. We've stuck to us three. I know it's not like the best thing to do, but I live alone. My family's all in Ohio. Pearson's family's in Washington. Adelia's family's in Iowa.
Well, I have Lyra, but...
Well, she has her sister, but, they don't hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've just this is our family. We've stuck it to us three.
Yeah. And Derek.
And our one friend, Derek, also, his family's not here. So
yeah,
we've kept the circle small, and we limit our going out and whatnot. What are some benefits that you found from COVID-19 in this quarantine?
I cleaned the shit out of my closet in my house. I've gotten rid of so much stuff. It's great. And then I just keep doing it, and I just keep getting rid of shit, and I'm running out of shit to get rid of. Adelia?
What about you, Adelia?
Yeah, I got rid of so much clothes.
Really?
Like Lyra's selling a bunch of our clothes, and then...
Who are you selling it to?
Like on Depop.
So
it's like an app.
Really?
We'll link it in the description if you guys want to buy Adelia and Lyra's clothes.
It's on her her Depop.
If you want to buy my clothes too.
Probably a size small and extra small.
Yeah, it's cute clothes. They still have tags on them and everything.
So is that like a children's extra small?
Yeah, like children's 12.
So baby clothing.
So if you're a 14-year-old watching this, you could fit into the clothes. Also, since I'm promoting it, I will be taking 50% of the proceeds. I'm just kidding.
So all the proceeds. Got it.
I found myself cleaning. I feel like a lot of people sit and they're like, I'm so bored. I have nothing to do. There's so many things you can do.
Bro, so I've been trading stocks for a long time. Stonks! Y'all trade stonks! I've been trading since I was very young. And I thankfully had an uncle who was a broker, so I got to ask him questions as a young kid. But Now we've been in quarantine. We're both up every day. I got you on the juice, bro.
Yeah, I want to get into this actually. So something that I was never taught by my parents, and I feel like a lot of people aren't taught this, is what to do with money if you have extra money laying around.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, obviously, they live paycheck to paycheck. But in my example, for example, I have money laying around, and my parents never had money laying around.
But let's set this up better, because that's not being fair to you. You worked your ass off.
Right.
You didn't start with money. You lived in a closet.
It made $1,000 a month.
Made $1,000 a month, which is far below the
I was living
poverty
less than
wage.
paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
I had to ask my friend to buy me food.
Yeah, you were barely surviving. That's
Yeah.
$12,000 a year. That's way below poverty level. So, to be fair to you, you didn't have money. You made money, and now you have enough to where you can start saving.
And investing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was never taught how to invest. I was never taught to really prepare to have money.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, and that's what I kind of fucking hate about school and the educational system and society, is they kind of just set the bar low for you, and you don't think your dreams can become a reality when you're from Ohio or Iowa or wherever. Until they start to happen. And so Pearson, and people have told me to get into stocks so long ago, and I just was I never knew about it, so I was yeah, I'm doing good right now, I don't need to fucking do stocks.
Yeah.
And now I'm sitting around in quarantine, and I'm bored. I put that in air quotes for you guys listening, and I'm like, all right, what can I do to educate myself? Pearson's into stocks. He's doing them every morning, so I started to learn the stock market.
Yeah.
And
he's good at it.
I'm decent. I'm doing good. I'm making money, but be careful because it is gambling. I'm not saying do it, but I'm saying definitely learn now what to how to invest.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been taught that in college.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't teach you shit in college that's meaningful. They're hey, here's the fucking history about Europe.
All that calculus I learned in college is coming in real handy right now.
Right?
So handy.
I feel like I'm learning the stocks through you. Just listening to you all the time. I'm kind of picking it up. I still have no idea what you're saying, but I can pick it up a little bit. I'm
you reading the charts? You out there?
Watching the market?
You watching the market?
No.
She's on that grind though. You know what I'm saying?
Adelia just started up her YouTube channel, 50K subs.
Woo!
a
Let's
day.
go.
What we're doing right now is constantly creating content and pushing each other. And that's something that quarantine, I feel like if it wasn't for quarantine, we wouldn't be doing.
I wouldn't be here right now.
Where would you be?
I'd be off shooting a movie that I can't talk about. I booked a huge movie.
Pearson booked a huge movie. In a year's time, he's going to be Ryan Gosling, except a foot taller.
That's
How tall
true.
is Ryan Gosling?
Foot shorter.
Yeah, okay.
I have no idea.
He's
So
gonna forget all
congratulations
about
to
us.
Pearson. Let's get a round of applause.
Quarantine applause.
And also, right before quarantine, the start of quarantine, I shot a movie.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
I'm the voice of a lion in this
Ow.
animated movie called The Donkey King.
Is it out?
Can you give us our best lion roar really quick? I am erect.
So that's my third or fourth movie, I think.
Damn.
Done 4 movies and a TV show. How many movies have you done? Next question. Okay.
A lot.
He's wait, hold on.
I mean, I've done over 300 episodes of TV and
Yeah, he was on Bold and the Beautiful, shooting 2 episodes a day on a soap opera.
probably 12 movies now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Did you ever think, being in Seattle, you were raised on a farm, that you would be a movie star? Did you believe in yourself? Did you have that dream? What sparked you to be damn, I want to move to LA and try to make this happen, even though I have to live in my fucking Toyota Sequoia and eat ramen noodles and heat them up at McDonald's.
Never ate ramen, I ate spinach. Just so you guys know. Yeah, no, as a little kid, it was the first thing I ever knew I wanted to do. And I recognized right away, the farm was a beautiful life. But it felt trapped because I was homeschooled. We were farmers. And for the most part, we did church at home. And so we were very isolated in a lot of ways.
So you didn't have a very good social life.
No. Well, I mean, to be fair to my parents, they put us in sports and stuff and let us go to youth group.
Except my sister was on the team. And
Except my sister was on the same team and my mom was the coach and there was only 3 of us because there was only 4 kids. The principal was always yelling at me. My dad gave me spankings. It's all good. No, but it was the first thing I ever knew I wanted to do. And I remember there's very specific movies that impacted my life in a huge way. But I remember watching Star Wars specifically and Rocky. But I saw Luke Skywalker standing on the edge of his farm watching the double sunset. And he stood there looking at his destiny. And as a little kid, I knew this was me, like living vicariously through Luke Skywalker. I was like, man, I can't become a Jedi, but I can totally make movies and I can have the same impact on some kid miles away or years down the road that Luke Skywalker had on me to make me dream bigger and believe in myself.
Do you think that creativity and making videos and whatnot and like wanting to be a movie star, do you think that can be taught, or is that something like inherent? Like being creative, is that an inherent ability, or can you learn to be creative?
Both, maybe.
A lot of people say, I was born to do this, you know?
Yeah, I know a lot of very creative people that are just shitty at their job. I hate to say that, but like so many creative people are terrible at following through.
Yeah.
They are. And yeah, maybe they are born very, very creative, but they have zero follow through.
Like work ethic, you're saying?
Zero work ethic.
Yeah.
And
I
then
think that is what I have the best ability of, work ethic.
So do you think you're more creative, or you can work yourself into a creative space and, you know, maybe somebody has a better creative flow than you, but you can work harder and therefore exceed further?
I think my hard work pushes my creativity. Like when I edit a vlog, like it pushes my creativity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it comes for me with time. I've always been good at editing. Like the first time I edited a video, I was good. It was like the weirdest thing ever. It's probably the only thing that I've just picked up and been like, wow, I'm really fucking good at this.
That's dope.
Like, but I was never creative ever. I was never like, when I was a kid, like I got into photography and I was good at photography, but like I was never even into the arts or anything. I did plays and whatnot. I could memorize the lines and act and sing like Charlie Brown, but I never like wanted to do that stuff until I saw YouTubers.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? My inspiration was YouTubers like Devin Supertramp, Roman Atwood, FouseyTube. Like I watched all these guys in my bedroom, and then in college I watched Casey Neistat, and I was like, I want to do that.
Yo, Casey Neistat's dope.
Yeah.
Also, how dope is it now that you've been able to work consistently with all of your heroes?
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on. What's it like? What's the difference between watching it and then doing it?
It's interesting, and I think Adelia is getting a taste of this now. When I first came out here and like saw it happening behind the scenes, I was like, whoa, I did not think that that's how it was.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's kind of shitty, I guess, that you see that like a lot of it's, you know, like planned, you know, like you stage things and you know what you got to do. Like you've got the video in your head beforehand, which sucks because you think it just like, for some, you like when you're watching at home, you just like think like, oh wow, like that just happened.
Yeah.
You know, but like, no, it didn't. Like it was meant to happen, you know, like what would you say? How would you say it is like now learning how to make YouTube videos? Cause I'm teaching you.
It's definitely like that. Like that. I feel exactly what you just said. Like I literally thought it was all not planned. It just literally happened. And I was like, how did that just happen? Like, how did he just jump off and everybody was filming? Like, how did you know what I mean? It's like, and everybody cheered after that, like, ooh. But it's like, shut everybody up and be like, all right, once this guy jumps in the pool, then you'd be like, ah.
Right.
What's been the toughest thing for you in like getting your start?
Being like overwhelmed with
what?
Now that people know, like kind of know who you are, it's like overwhelming to always put out. Really,
you feel pressure.
Yeah. Like.
But doesn't that push you? Is that good
No,
pressure?
yeah, definitely, for sure. I think I'm just in the little overwhelmed stage at the moment, but definitely like I'll get past that. And
what's your incentive? What do you want?
From
this.
I
go deep.
I know.
I can't help it.
So the basis, why Pearson and I are such good friends is we have very thought-provoking conversations.
Yeah.
Like we really push each other mentally.
Yeah.
And I'd never have had a friend that I've had like a conversation with where he's like challenged me.
Yeah.
And now we're challenging you.
Oh gosh.
Welcome to the club.
I'm under pressure. I want to work for myself. Like I want to be my own boss with whatever I'm going to end up doing, owning a company, you know, doing whatever. I've always worked in corporate jobs and, you know, people telling me what to do, and it's getting really tiring. And like now that I've learned this world, it's like, whoa, I can do it on my own and be my own boss and fuck this job, corporate job.
So I want to ask Adelia a question that I asked her previously. For those of you guys just tuning in, Adelia lost her job because of the coronavirus. I don't even know if I could say that. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
We're all affected by this.
No, I'm
in
saying
different
the
ways.
word.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say the word, or does it get demonetized or whatever?
I just
I don't know.
We're not
Anyways,
joking about
Adelia
it.
lost her job, and she was very upset by it. She called me crying. If you guys have seen the video, and a week before, I'm gonna ask you this again. A week before, Adelia texted me and said, "I want to quit my job." And then a week later, she lost her job. So she kind of got what she asked for. And I asked her in the car, you remember this? I said, Adelia, can I ask you something? Why did you cry when you lost your job? And you're like, what do you mean? I go, last week you texted me and said that you wanted to quit your job. And now you lost your job, but now you're crying.
Yeah.
Do you have an answer to that yet?
I don't know. I feel like everybody says stuff like that. Like, ugh, I hate my job. I want to quit my job. Like, don't get me wrong. I really did enjoy my job and all that came with it. And yes, I didn't like stuff about it too, but.
Because you've always told me, yeah, you want to start your own company.
Yeah.
And I feel like right now is that perfect opportunity. Like it's a perfect storm in a sense of, yeah, it sucks you lost your job. It's scary because you don't have the income. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, this is a perfect opportunity for you.
Yeah. I feel like I definitely believe in things happen for a reason. So this definitely happened for a reason. I don't know. But yeah, I don't really have an answer for you. I mean, I don't know. I feel like anybody would cry if they lose their job.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a thing that.
Here's a follow-up question. Do you feel like because the loss of the job forced you into chasing a dream that was there, but you were too comfortable?
Yes, definitely. 100,000,000%.
So what's the lesson for everybody else to learn then?
If you're thinking about doing something that you've thought about for years and years and years, like just do it, because they're probably never going to do it.
You'll never do it.
You're never
going
gonna
to
do it.
40 and
Yes.
wish back at when you were 25. And do it.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, hold on. Wait, I just want to echo that really quick. I get so pissed at so many people who have all the potential in the world. What I was just talking about, all the creative people who have all this juice flowing, but they have no follow through. They have no game plan. They don't even want to try. I lived in my car. I was homeless. I called it functionally homeless for the better part of 2 years of my life out
You
here.
had your car.
I had my car. That was a traveling home. It was good enough. I had somewhere to stay, and I crashed on couches. I crashed in different places. Slept in my car. I
Sacrificed all your dating life, probably.
literally.
Yeah.
I still kind of took home.
Still killing the game. Hey, you want to come back to my place? I got a great reclining seat.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that happened. But like, if you want it bad enough, you will make a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
Right.
And you will sacrifice everything. I ate spinach, I ate oatmeal, and I had protein powder. And I eventually had some kidney problems to go to the doctor because I had too much protein.
What do you say to the person that's like, well, easy for you to say, I can't just quit my job and like.
Yeah, but you can.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All the excuses that we make up, I quit. You know, I worked my ass off so that way I saved up enough money to have a few $1,000s to move out to LA and figure it out. I literally made no parachute.
People are so afraid to fail, but they don't even take the chance to like allow themselves to fail. Like they already tell themselves in their head, they're seeing worst case scenario in their head. A lot of people would ask me when I moved to LA, like I took that, I didn't even think about it. I was like, yes, I'm moving to LA.
Yeah.
Granted, I had a really good setup. Like I slept on an air mattress in a closet. Granted, it kind of sucked, but like I still had a great setup.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what's your backup plan? And I literally was like, I don't have a backup plan.
Yeah.
I never thought that. I never like set myself up to be like, yeah, I'm going to move back to Ohio. Like that was never a thought of mine at all, because I believed in myself and my hard work so much. And I think there's a moment in everyone's life where they kind of need to, the switch needs to flip in their own head. No one can switch it for you.
Absolutely not.
Because when I was out here, I was comfortable. I was like a dealie. I had a job. Like my rent was paid. Like I didn't really make much money, But like, I was just chilling. Like, I didn't have to do anything every day. And then one day I just woke up and I was like, dude, fuck this, man. Like, am I going to be Logan Paul's videographer the rest of my life?
Mm-hmm.
Is that really what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, fuck that, man. Like, I need to do something with my life.
Yeah.
And I think everyone has to have that moment where they're like, Adelia, for example, like, this is a perfect storm for her, but like, probably thought to yourself, like, fuck, do I really want to work as like, in whatever you were doing at Pretty Little Thing for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
Probably not. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as there's risk in what we do, it's so much more rewarding when you're in control.
Yeah. Well, when you're living out your dream and your destiny,
Right.
even if you're making half the amount that you were making originally, I think that was something that was really important for me to learn is I didn't become monetarily successful for the first, I want to say like 5 years that I was out here until I booked Bold and Beautiful. I was living paycheck to paycheck, and like there was months where I was like, I'm probably gonna get kicked out of this apartment. I'm getting stressed.
But bro, it's easy for you to say, like, you just were born with such good looks,
Right.
beautiful eyes.
You're
a
just so
six-pack.
handsome.
Like, dude, it's been an easy
Fuck
ride.
you guys enough.
I was just reiterating. Someone said that on a date with Pearson.
It's the most bullshit thing you could ever say. Some fucking genetic mutation happened in utero, and somehow I was born with a face that people subjectively think is good.
Right.
And I work my ass off in a gym and I have abs. I'm sorry.
No, you were just born with abs.
Yeah, that is true actually.
But yeah, we kind of drifted away from quarantine talk.
Oh, we
but
did, yeah.
I feel like that was a good little session.
Yeah. Good little rap.
What are some negatives that you've felt from the quarantine?
No sex.
Oh, shut up. We know you've been
Speak for yourself.
I'm definitely going to come out of this. My right arm's going to be a little bit stronger than my left.
Now, I've noticed you've been developing really well. Adelia, how you?
You know what I tell you?
Oh, what's up?
What's up?
What's up?
I have some notes that
I don't kiss and tell, okay?
Yeah, you do. Who you been banging, dude?
I only kiss and tell with you two, but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second.
So the downsides that I wrote down, I've been eating. It's been harder to eat healthy. I think. I think a lot of us we do get bored and we go and check the fridge for no reason.
Those penguins are in there though. You got to make sure that they're still cold.
Yeah. And then it's been very hard to work out, and that's been very frustrating because I think that is such an integral part of my day. And while I have given up the workouts for like work,
Yeah.
it does suck. I worked out today and I felt like so good about it.
Oh yeah.
It's so important.
Dude, working out without a gym is so hard because you have to get real creative. You're doing all calisthenic workouts and you get like these 2 5-pound weights and you're like, yeah.
And we talked about it before. You said that what you're finding the most challenging is self-motivation.
Yep. That is very hard. It's easy right now. I think it's good that people get a moment to forcibly enjoy their time off if they're not dealing with some very traumatic experience right now. And for those people that have the opportunity to stay home and enjoy their family and their friends, I think that's great. But it is very difficult. It is a very difficult time. There's a lot of shit going on in the world and we're all very scared and nervous and on edge. And so it is very hard to stay self-motivated. I notice a lot of friends are depressed, very anxious. I have one friend who, man, he's up to his ears in anxiety and different things that are going on. And, his job's been put on hold and he's stressed about getting the sickness because he's immunocompromised, So I think that's a weird thing that's going on. But yeah, self-motivation is weird.
What do you have to say to people that did lose their job and they're collecting their unemployment and they're sitting at home, kind of just treating this as a vacation? What would you say to use your time to do?
Stonks. It's tough because if you are that person that wants to collect unemployment and stay home, then do that, I guess.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah,
I guess.
then do it. And if you want to collect unemployment, but you're using it to invest in stonks, then I think that's great too. And use that opportunity of like, okay, I lost my job, but I still have, the stimulus check coming through and I have unemployment. Fingers crossed everybody gets both of those. Then I think you have a window of time off to hopefully utilize that to make yourself better and achieve and structure your life out a little bit more. But I don't know. That's tough. Each person's different. Some people have our opportunity, like Adelia, where you've lost your job, but now it's created a better job for you. And you know, for us, we've gotten to like bond over trading stocks in the morning.
Right.
You know, and I think that's a unique opportunity for both of us, but I don't know if everybody has that opportunity. What do you think? What do you
I think it is
people should
case to case, like you just said. Like as much as I would love to like tell people to do shit,
Yeah.
like and think like me and be motivated like me.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if they're listening, I would hope so that they, you know, I mean, some people might be listening to laugh, some people might be listening to be motivated, whatever it may be. But I don't know. When I work out, I listen to motivational things because I want people to push me. I want to be a better version. And I notice when I am the best version of myself, it attracts people around me. They want to hang out with me. They're like, damn, dude, like, look at this kid. He's like,
It's crushing.
he's waking up every day at 6 a.m. screaming, what's up to LA.
Yeah.
Like he's so happy at 6 a.m. and I'm like sluggishly getting out of bed at 10. Like, fuck, man. Like, what am I going to do today? And like, why is he so happy all the time?
Yeah.
And I think it's because someone asked me actually, she DM'd me. She was like, how do you get up at 6 a.m. every day? And I was like, you need to find purpose. Like, why are you getting up? Like, what are you excited about? For example, say you're going on a vacation tomorrow and you have a 5 a.m. flight. Are you going to get up for that flight?
Fuck no.
Fuck yes.
Oh, wait.
Fuck yes, you're going to get up for that flight because you're excited.
Yeah.
So, like, what is it that you can set yourself to wake up for every single day that excites you? For me right now, we're pushing each other, me and Pearson. He's like, I know Pearson's getting up at 6 a.m. to do the stock market. I'm getting up at 6 a.m. to do the stock market. But it's like, all right, I wake up, I make my coffee, I look forward to my cup of coffee. Like even something as little as that is your purpose to wake up. Like, I fucking love coffee. Like wake up, because once you're out of bed, bro, you're up.
Yeah.
You just gotta like, I saw some motivational thing. It's like count to 5, and if you need to get out of bed before 5.
Oh, Mel Robbins.
There was a chick or something.
Yeah, Mel Robbins.
She's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're up.
Yeah.
Like don't even think about it.
Yep.
Don't give yourself time to just get up.
Don't process it. Just make an action.
Right. And like, yeah, I told her like, yeah, I have purpose. I'm fucking motivated right now. Everyone else is chilling. I'm putting out 3 videos a week. I'm making my music. I'm learning guitar. I'm doing stocks in the morning. I'm writing songs at night. Like I have purpose right now.
Yeah.
And there's no distraction.
Dude, there is no distraction.
No one's hitting me up to hang out because they can't. And it's like, all right, what am I going to do with my time? Am I going to sit around? Sure, I watched Tiger King. Sure, I had a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios.
By the way,
sure, I've had 10 packs of Reese's Easter eggs. Sure, I had Ben and Jerry's the other night and didn't tell any of you guys.
Wow.
Bro, what?
Sure, I've slipped up a few times, okay?
DiGiorno
Man, you
pizza
really-
too.
Yeah, but
Don't
I
forget
admitted to that. Yo, guys, I interrupt this episode of the podcast to let you know that this episode is brought to you by Bespoke Post. I'm hooking you guys up with 20% off your first box. How it works, guys, it all starts on the 1st of each month. You'll receive an email with your box details, what's inside and where it's from. It's $45 a month, and everything inside the box is valued at over $75. You've got 5 days to review your selection. You customize styles and colors, swap it into another box, whatever it may be. You can even skip a month if you want to. The box is shipped mid-month. I know people are getting super bored in quarantine right now. That's why when I ordered a box, I ordered the beer making kit, so I'm going to make my own beer. And I also ordered the Elevate, which is on there. It's a traveler's kit. I'm so into bringing my tote bag every single place I go. It just has all my items in it, toothbrush, deodorant. You guys know what I'm talking about. Toiletry items. It's super sick because there's a bunch of different things on there. You can get clothing, you can get footballs, you can get knives, a bunch of man stuff. It's a box of awesome. You're not going to find most of these products on Amazon or in any stores. They have some dope options out right now. You can age your own liquor. I mean, how cool is that? You can get a hammock, you can get a knife. To try it all you have to do is sign up. It's free. You take the quiz on what you like and don't like, and Bespoke Post will handpick your first box on the spot. You can skip a month or cancel anytime, and best of all, every box is packed with over $75 of gear inside, and it only costs you $45. And as a bonus, you'll get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code 2men20 at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, code 2men20, TWOMEN20, for 20% off your first box. Always just assume that everyone's good.
Yeah.
You know, unless they say something like, oh, yeah, bro, Pearson's
Yeah.
good. He's chilling.
Yeah.
You know, if he wants to talk about it, he'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I need to be better at that too. Like I never really ask people like, hey, how are things?
Yeah.
You know, because I don't really get asked it in my opinion. Like, because my life looks like everything's great, you know, and then.
I think that's a struggle for anybody that's life is online.
Yeah.
Is you look like you're having the time of your life, but nobody realizes behind the scenes it can be very fucking difficult.
Right. Yeah, dude. And that's what I put in my music even. Like I've written some songs in quarantine that are fucking like sad.
Yeah.
Like, and I was writing and I was like, for me, the therapy was like talking about with these songwriters that I was writing with, like actually a girl from my high school, shout out Kate, was good. Hadn't talked to her since high school. And I'm like, hey, want to write some songs together? She reached out over my last song, which hit 1 million streams in less than a month. Go stream it.
Yo, let's go. First words of the song were Adelia.
Put your Polaroids
and t-shirts inside
a cardboard box. Now you. What's the second verse, huh?
Memories.
But yeah, and she's like, what do you want to write about? And I was like, honestly, like, I'm just going to, like, I like to vent when I write with the songwriters. And I was like, I haven't talked to you in forever, but like, this is how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And it just felt fucking great to say. And like, after I said it, I was like, I'm over it. Like, I don't even need to write about it, but
yeah.
I like drew from it. But like, I mean, just getting things off your chest, that dead weight is so important.
Heavy. Very important.
Now, Adelia, let's ask you, how do you get things off your chest?
Tell us.
I cry like a baby.
As a female, what do you wish people would do more of? I know I'm hard on you. You could be honest about shit.
I mean, yeah, you're harsh sometimes, but I feel like you mean well. You know.
Yeah, I've always been horrible at saying things in a right way.
But I know
I just say it how it is.
The thing is, I know you, so I know you didn't mean it that way.
Right.
You know, so I don't get butthurt about that. I don't know. I cry, and I just want to be alone. Like I just want to be locked in my room and like really not talk to anybody until I'm ready to talk to someone. But I literally just want to be alone.
I feel like it's therapeutic to talk to someone you don't really know.
Yeah.
That helps me a lot.
It's hard when you
like
can't go outside.
I've never been to a therapist, and I always thought like people were like, you should go to a therapist. Like, no, if I go to a therapist, that means I have a problem. Yeah. But I found like when I was going through a tough time, I talked to like some stranger, but like it's kind of like talking to a therapist. I didn't fucking know this guy.
You pay like, isn't it weird? Okay, so this is the example I always give people. You wouldn't take advice. You wouldn't take stock market advice from a homeless person, right? Or somebody that's terrible with their
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the idea. Is like somebody that lost all of their money. You wouldn't be like, well, should I put an option call on this trade here or no? But you also shouldn't be taking advice for your mental health, which is the most important, from some rando. Yeah. You know, not that person wasn't helpful, but why not pay somebody who's totally safe by law to get that trained for years to understand psychology and human sociology and get the perfect, like mostly perfect example.
Have you been to a therapist before?
Yeah. I still have a therapist.
Is it helpful?
Very.
I thought about doing that. I thought about getting one.
Oh, it's so good, you guys. Like, imagine being like, yo, Pearson, shut the fuck up and listen for the next hour of my time. And then at the end of it, like either I want your advice or I don't. And that's kind of what it is. But usually they're there to help you like process and cope with different things. But like for the most part, I've spent enough time that I know what the coping mechanisms are, but it's so fucking good.
Just to get things off your chest.
Yo, because sometimes, I mean, like we deal with this a lot where we're kind of at the top in our peer groups. So nobody asks us what's going on and how we are. And we usually can't reveal that stuff.
Right. Because it shows weakness.
Right. And people smell blood in the water and they want to take you down. That's it's a whole thing and it sucks. But you go to therapy and it's just boom. This is what we're here for. You can drop anything you want. It's fucking great. Recommend it.
Yeah. I think people need to learn too. Yeah. I feel like some of it even comes down to parenting. Yeah. My parents and I never talked about emotions. They were never like, how are you feeling? I mean, but it was always like, how was school today?
Yeah.
Fine. You know, like that. That's like the basis of like, how are you doing as a kid? I think that's something that when I'm a parent, I'm going to like, I don't want my kid to be a fucking simp, you know, like a little pussy, but I'm for sure going to like,
fucking simp. What does that mean, by the way? What is
I don't know.
You said that in your video once, and I was like, "What is that?"
I see it on TikTok, and people called me a simp for like opening up about my emotions. So I'm. I don't care.
Bro, okay, I think it's like it's essentially that, right? Like being
pussy.
Yeah, like
A wimp.
a wimp. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Comment down below if you know what a simp is in,
Please
in the modern slang.
Break it down. I feel like a boomer right now. What the hell is the LOL?
Hold on. I feel like I could just Google it right now.
Could just
What
Google it. In
is
the meantime,
a
Adelia, do you think Mark and I are simps? Say no.
A simple
No.
person lacking common sense, a fool or simpleton, a man who foolishly overvalues a woman and puts her on a pedestal.
Whoa.
So like a guy that's whipped.
Oh, okay. He whipped. I feel like they use it
They
for far
said that
different.
in the video where I talked to my ex. They're like, "What a simp." I'm just a nice person, all right?
There's a difference between being nice and being a simp, I think.
Yeah, like I'm not getting
Y'all
on
are
the,
taking this word out of context.
I'm not getting on the internet and talking shit and trying to ruin people's lives.
Oh, shots fired.
What's that?
What's up?
Wait, why? I wrote down venting session. Oh, that's good. We just
Look at that.
kinda
We just
did
did
that.
a weird venting.
You know, I
session
was
there.
nervous about this podcast because I haven't done one in a while. I was like, where's
Yeah.
this conversation going to go? But it's been one of those like therapeutic.
It's nice.
Do you want to get anything off your chest, Adelia?
No.
Why not? She did talk about losing her job. That was nice. Anything else?
Why weren't you feeling like yourself today?
Don't. Please don't.
All right, she doesn't want to go there.
All right, we're not going there.
See?
Mark, do you have anything you want to talk about and get off your chest?
No, I think a lot of the stuff was COVID related. I've
Mm-hmm.
learned the guitar. I've learned the stock market. I've learned to appreciate time more. I feel less pressure
Mm-hmm.
to like do shit, I guess,
Yeah.
from the quarantine. I feel like
What's something that pisses you off in this moment right now? Not like here specifically, but like in life, in your life right now, in general. Everybody gets one. We all get one thing. Drives
Say
us
that one
nuts.
more time. I was.
Something that just pisses you off. You just get raged about it. And like, what is that?
I don't know. People that don't believe in themselves
Yeah.
just frustrates me. Like
Mhm.
I believe so much in myself. And I don't know. Yeah,
That is it because you put in work, or is it because you see their potential and you feel like it's wasted?
yeah.
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 That's one of my biggest pet peeves is wasted potential. I mean, we talked about it a little bit already, but creatives like not being creative, not living their dream. And
I
their
just
destiny.
like, I don't know, like if you don't envision yourself being the best, and I had this conversation in college, and I just talked to a kid from my college yesterday, and he remembered my conversation with him.
Mhm.
In college, we were taught when getting into journalism that, oh, you know, like if you guys are getting into this job for the money, you're getting into the wrong job. You're probably going to get a job at a local news station in West Virginia and make about 30 to 40K a year. And like, that's going to be your life. And I was like, why the fuck are these people teaching me this shit?
Yeah.
Like, why are you teaching me to be fucking nothing? You know, like I came to college thinking like, I'm going to be on ESPN. Like
Yeah.
I came in there and then you just like shattered my dreams and made me feel like I'm going to be a local news reporter in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what I wanted. That's not why I came here. And that's what you're telling me that I'm going to be.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck that, dude. I told everyone in my class, I was like, if you don't think that you're going to be on ESPN, then why the fuck are you here?
Yeah.
You should always envision yourself and picture yourself as being what you want to be. Like, not even the best, just like
Yeah.
what you want to be. Like, and I learned the quick way. I learned the way, like the hard way, I guess. Like, I learned what I didn't want to be in college.
Yeah. How wild is this? You, in one video, one vlog, you get more viewers than CNN does on a daily show.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? They get what, like 40,000 subscribers in a day or something like that? Maybe I'm quoting the numbers all wrong, but traditional media, I think Joe Rogan talked about this. Traditional media's numbers are way overshadowed by a YouTuber.
Right.
And so not only did you achieve your dream, but you surpassed it in a very new way.
Yeah, and it's frustrating too. It's like my college, obviously, like they ask usually like a successful alums to come back and talk.
Mm-hmm.
They never fucking ask me to do shit. I'm the most successful person out of my class.
Yeah.
They never ask. They don't ask my friend who works at TMZ, my two friends that work at TMZ to come talk. They asked the dude that works at a local news station to come talk.
Well,
Like you guys, like that shit pisses me off the most. If you're going to college and like people are telling you that shit, don't even fucking go. Like, I don't know. This shit gets me
Amen.
fired up.
what up,
bro.
Gary V?
This shit really gets me fired up because it's like, I hate when people set you up for failure. Like, you need to believe in yourself, and it is possible. Like, I've done it. Logan's done it. Every person out here that's moved to LA has done it. Like, it's doable. Like, it's Elon Musk is going to fucking the moon, bro.
Yo, that dude started PayPal and was like, I'm going to learn engineering and put us on a rocket ship and fuck.
Yeah.
He's an animal. I love you, Elon Musk. Marry me.
It fires me up.
Adelia, what about you? What's one thing that pisses you off?
When people think that they know something and they really don't fucking know a single thing.
Are you throwing
Example?
shade right now?
No. Oh no.
Do I
I'm
not
sorry.
know something?
No, it just happened to be. No, just in general.
Yeah. Go on.
But this is what we talked about earlier about communication.
Yeah.
Like, how are people, like, they think they know something, but you're not telling them. So, like, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like we can all assume things. So, like, part of that problem comes down to you not communicating. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
people are going to assume what they're going to assume until you communicate with, like, hey, here's the truth.
Yeah.
You know, this is what, and like, that's what I have to say.
Sometimes I just like hate explaining myself. Not like in situations like of what just happened, but like just someone saying something. I'm like, I literally don't. even
No, I
wanna
feel it.
take a
I feel
breath
that.
and explain this to you. You know.
Yeah. What about you? Did you say yours? Oh, or no, you didn't.
Wasted potential, I think is a
Yeah.
good one. But also, like, in the immediate, I don't know. Friends that aren't really your friends.
Amen.
Yeah. That's like, that one's really, that strikes a chord with me. But I mean, we're surrounded by it in LA and like, yeah, it sucks.
Here's the thing about LA, and this is what I've learned, is that everyone moved to LA. Most people moved to LA for a reason, right?
Yeah.
I did not move to LA to fall in love and get married and have kids. If that was my goal, I would have stayed in Ohio.
Same.
Like, I moved to LA to pursue my dreams and my career. And I, like most people, I could probably be fake, will not let anything get in the way of that. I'll still be a good person, obviously, to the people like in my life. Like, I still care for people and try to do the best. And like, but like, I will not, like, if someone is getting in the way of my business, it's that I don't fuck with that, like, at all.
Yeah.
So like that.
Ooh. Yep. Sorry. That's
What? Go ahead.
that's heavy. No, that's very real. Is like, that's the one thing I tell people. Anybody that works with me, I'm like, if you get in the way of me and my job, I'm not a shitty person. I'm a very good person to
Right.
all of my friends. I'm too good to a lot of my friends sometimes at the extent of myself. But if you get in the way of me and my job, I'm like a fucking shark in the water. I'm like, no, I've worked my ass off for this, and I will make sure we go to head and figure this out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that shit fucking pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
So Pearson thinks that the coronavirus is a conspiracy.
No, I don't think that. God, don't wrap me up with them fucking flat earthers and bullshit.
He was like, hey, we should talk about conspiracy theories. And
I'm serious. No, this is a real thing. Okay, there's a lot of people out here that think. And go comment below if you're one of these people. I'm not trying to shit on you, but I'm totally trying to shit on you.
I think that coronavirus is man-made.
Coronavirus was man-made in a lab by the military, which, by the way, sure, that's not far from any possible thing that, humans can do. But they think it was released in order to like stem off some of the population, take down President Trump, and
Bring
a few
down
other,
the economy.
bring down the economy, kill off a huge section of the world, and put us under a one world order. And then there's another sect that believes that it's this. Jeffrey Epstein had it. Bro,
I saw. Wait, my friend told me this. Or
it's
my
so
cousin.
stupid. Go.
I can't remember the story. You're gonna have to reiterate.
Okay.
It. But I remember hearing it. But Jeffrey Epstein has something to do with the coronavirus.
How does Jeffrey? He's dead. He got his neck
he?
broken. Is he? Who knows? He got his neck broken in jail. I mean, the autopsy report was like, yeah, bro, this guy had his neck snapped, and like all that conspiracy. Then added to this one, there's some.
They covered that shit up though.
Yeah, they covered it all up. It's fine. That's a whole conspiracy in its own thing. But they said that he released it in order to get back at the Clintons for some. Let me just read off. Let me just read this off, just so like we have context, because I'm not making this up.
No,
This
I love conspiracy theories.
is so ridiculous. Hold on, wait. You ready? From the Washington Post, according to Travis View, who has studied the QAnon phenomenon. The QAnon is the guy from a 4chan Reddit, like a 4chan.
Very reputable source.
Very reputable source. Written about it extensively, the Washington Post, the essence of the conspiracy theory is that there is a worldwide cable of Satan-worshipping pedophiles who rule the world, essentially, and they control everything. They control politicians, and they control the media. They control Hollywood. They cover up their existence, essentially. And they would have continued ruling the world were it not for the election of President Donald Trump. That's the conspiracy. What is it?
I saw some crazy shit about, my cousin showed me some wild stuff about Jeffrey Epstein and like all his like code words for like pedophiles and stuff. And like,
Yeah, that's just
there's
real.
some shit going on with Bill Clinton, I guess. He was like sneaking out of the White House and cheating on his wife.
Yikes.
Like, obviously, I don't know if any of this is true, but he showed me.
Hey, disclaimer, we're a bunch of idiots.
This
We're not
is all speculation.
this is
But
a-
what I do think, oh shit, I had something on my mind. What was it?
Jeffrey
Oh,
Epstein,
you know what
pedogate,
actually did cause the coronavirus?
bats.
The 5G network.
Oh my God. Yo, I have family members that are texting me about this shit.
No, people, that's another conspiracy theory that the 5G network has caused it.
What?
Which, well, it's saying that where there's 5G, there's more cases, right?
Yeah, sure.
But you said something, you're like, well, then how would 185 countries get
There's
it?
134 countries that have coronavirus. Out of those 134, only 4 have 5G.
Okay,
and
but-
inside of that, there's only a small population
But-
that have 5G.
But what if those 4 countries that had 5G travel to the other countries?
Show me
That's
the
how
heat
it
spots.
spreads.
Show me the heat spots. So you're telling me that an antenna, this thing right here, this little guy, it produced enough energy to immaculately Jesus Christ itself concept inside of somebody's body for us to, or a pangolin or a bat, and then zootopic species itself from one species to another, and boom, it starts spreading and it kills off the entire world.
I mean,
from
doesn't radioactive waves cause cancer and shit?
Yeah, they can totally cause cancer.
So why can't they cause a virus?
We're talking about, I mean, just so we all know, waves are just part of the spectrum. We got light waves, we got radio waves.
Didn't you say eating a lot of protein affected your liver or kidney or something?
Yeah, it does.
So why would that happen?
You son of a bitch. Oh my
The
God.
crazy thing about conspiracy theories, though, is I feel like there's some truth to a lot of them.
I always equate it to this. And this is why I get so fired up about it. And I'm a highly logical person, and I fucking hate being duped. The reason is I was raised in a house, and we were very Christian.
You were raised in a house?
I was raised in a home. I have relatives that are very apocalyptic, doomsdayer, Christian, charismatic, crazy, some crazy shit. And I went, it's a whole story. It's too much. But I had to go through life being told that, I was always fighting for this one truth, but it turns out it wasn't true the whole time, and I wasn't given an evidence, and I just
Santa Claus?
that shit. But I was believing dumb shit for so long, and I never questioned it. So I equate it to this: it's 99.99% true. It's like rat poison. 99% food. It's 1% arsenic. 0.1% arsenic.
Really?
That's the amount of arsenic that's in rat poison. It's
kills
mostly
them?
food. Yeah.
0.1%? 0.01%?
0.01%. Isn't that weird?
You learn something new every day.
Wow.
It's a strange thing, but that's what a conspiracy can be like, is you can ruin somebody's life and reputation over some dumb
0.01%.
thought from fucking 4chan of all places to get your source of food. Not saying that traditional
Are conspiracy theories, how do you come up with this shit? Is it like you have sources where you're like, what? Because there's got to be some truth. You can't just you could just totally make up a lie, like all the Star Wars were made up, but
yeah. Well,
there's they put it in such a way where it's like, wait, maybe they do know some shit.
they probably do. I'm not saying there's not a deep state government. I totally believe that. We've seen the evidence of people being like, yeah, so the government covered this up and this up back in the 40s.
What do you feel about the whole alien thing, Bob Lazar?
Bob Lazar, I feel like he's got a lot of truth. He like
Hold on. Do you think Carol Baskin killed her husband and fed him to the tigers?
Carol Baskin, that bitch, she killed her husband and fed him to the tigers. Goddamn. Carol Baskin totally killed her husband.
Right?
We're
But
all.
it's a conspiracy.
I haven't watched any of it.
It is totally a conspiracy. I'm just on one side. Also, what?
Yeah.
How did I just miss that?
I haven't watched it.
She wears an orange hat to the podcast, repping the Tigers, and hasn't even watched Tiger King.
You are the Carol Baskin of this podcast. That's not true. That's a very bad
Wow,
equivocation.
that's fucked up.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
All right, well,
can't
I have
believe you
to take
haven't
a
seen
piss, so I think that's where we're going to wrap things up.
I think that was what you said the last time that we wrapped our podcast up.
Really?
Yeah. I remember it so vividly. I was like, guess the conversation sucked.
No, I'm just like, we've been here a long time.
We have been.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like that like button.
Smash that subscribe. Hit that like
Yeah.
button. Put the bell up.
Turn on your notifications, and we will see you guys next week on the one man show. I don't even know the fucking name of this podcast. We'll see you later.
Tell me, do you think about me?